What if the very gut feeling that guides a traitor or a mystic is more than a fleeting impulse? Sigmund Freud famously dismissed any path to knowledge that did not involve the intellectual manipulation of observations, setting the stage for a century-long debate about the legitimacy of intuition. This early rejection raises a paradox that fuels our inquiry into the hidden power of instinct. Could the very skepticism of Freud have unintentionally highlighted intuition's hidden strength? Carl Jung stepped into this intellectual void, defining intuition as perception via the unconscious and arguing that those dominated by intuition act on sheer intensity of perception rather than rational judgment. His bold characterization suggests a cognitive realm operating beneath conscious reasoning, hinting at a deeper well of knowledge. How might this unconscious perception translate into real-world decision-making? Jung further divided intuition into extroverted and introverted types, linking the former to entrepreneurs, speculators, and cultural revolutionaries, while the latter aligned with mystics, prophets, or even cranks. This taxonomy implies that intuition can drive both market innovation and spiritual revelation, blurring the line between practical success and esoteric insight. What mechanisms could enable such divergent outcomes from the same cognitive faculty? The Myers Briggs Type Indicator later borrowed Jung's distinction between intuitive and sensing types, cementing intuition's role in modern personality assessment. By framing intuition as a measurable trait, the MBTI gave organizations a tool to harness gut-level insight in hiring and team building. Does this institutional adoption validate intuition as a reliable asset, or merely codify a cultural preference? In high-stakes environments, Klein observed that experts under time pressure rely on a base of experience to recognize patterns and choose feasible solutions without exhaustive comparison. His recognition-primed decision model explains how intuition can produce rapid, effective choices when traditional analysis is impossible. Could this model be the scientific backbone behind the gut-feeling myth? Yet intuition is often confused with instinct, a distinction emphasized by scholars who argue that instinct is a biological reflex while intuition involves a cognitive appraisal of subtle cues. This nuance challenges popular narratives that treat all gut reactions as identical, urging us to separate primal urges from learned perceptual acuity. How does this separation affect our trust in intuitive judgments? Empirical research at Yale in the 1970s attempted to quantify intuitive abilities, providing a rare scientific measurement of what had long been considered a mystical faculty. By assigning numbers to gut-level insight, the study opened a doorway for psychology to treat intuition as a testable variable rather than an abstract concept. What did these early measurements reveal about the reliability of intuition? Nobel laureate Daniel Kahneman cautioned that people tend to overestimate the reach of automatic, unconscious thoughts, suggesting that our confidence in intuition may outstrip its actual accuracy. This critique introduces a paradox: the very confidence that fuels intuitive decisions might also blind us to their flaws. Can we reconcile Kahneman's skepticism with the successes highlighted by Klein and others? Gerd Gigerenzer framed intuition as processes devoid of typical logic, positioning it as a shortcut that can outperform elaborate analysis in certain contexts. By treating intuition as a heuristic, Gigerenzer bridges the gap between folk wisdom and formal decision theory, implying that gut feelings are not irrational but strategically efficient. Does this perspective validate intuition as a legitimate cognitive tool? Across centuries, philosophers from Plato to Kant have explored intuition as a pre-existing knowledge within the soul or as the raw sensory data shaping our experience of space and time. Plato's view of intuition as a dormant mathematical insight and Kant's notion of intuition as the mind structuring of perception both suggest that intuition underlies even our most abstract reasoning. How do these ancient insights echo modern cognitive science? Modern business literature, such as Melody Wilding's 2022 Harvard Business Review article, urges leaders to curb overthinking and trust their gut, echoing surveys that reveal a majority of executives rely on feelings and experience during crises. This contemporary endorsement suggests that intuition remains a vital asset in high-pressure decision-making. Yet the question persists: does the corporate world truly understand the limits of this instinctual guidance? From Freud's rationalism to Jung's unconscious perception, from Klein's rapid decision models to Kahneman's cautionary notes, the tapestry of intuition weaves through philosophy, psychology, and business. While empirical studies and historical reflections illuminate its power, the lingering uncertainty whether intuition is a reliable compass or a seductive illusion remains unresolved. So, does the gut truly know more than the mind, or are we still chasing a shadow of certainty?